In September 2000, Netflix's founders walked into Blockbuster's headquarters with a proposal: buy their struggling DVD by mail company for roughly $50 million. Blockbuster said no. 10 years later, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy, and Netflix was reshaping entertainment. But what if Blockbuster had said yes? Would it still dominate movie nights today? Or would buying Netflix have destroyed them both? One decision changes. Everything after it changes too. To understand why Blockbuster rejected the deal, we have to forget everything Netflix eventually became. In 2000, Netflix wasn't producing television shows. It wasn't streaming movies. It was a small, unprofitable company mailing DVDs through the postal service. Blockbuster was the opposite. It had thousands of stores, worldwide name recognition, relationships with major studios, and millions of customers accustomed to visiting a store whenever they wanted a movie. Netflix had introduced its monthly subscription model in 1999. Customers created an online queue, received DVDs through the mail, and returned them without traditional due dates or late fees. The idea was growing, but Netflix was still vulnerable. It generated about $36 million in subscription revenue during 2000 while spending heavily on technology, marketing, and shipping. According to Netflix co-founder Mark Randolph, Netflix's leadership met Blockbuster CEO John Antioco in Dallas and proposed a deal valuing Netflix at approximately $50 million. Netflix would operate Blockbuster's online business while Blockbuster promoted the service through its stores. Antioco later disputed the idea that Blockbuster formally rejected a serious acquisition offer, but either way, no deal happened. And from Blockbuster's position in 2000, that wasn't completely irrational. The dot-com bubble was collapsing, home internet was slow, DVDs were still replacing VHS, and physical rentals were a proven business. But Netflix kept growing. Its subscription revenue more than doubled in 2001 and doubled again in 2002. Blockbuster eventually launched its own nationwide online service in 2004 and began eliminating traditional late fees in 2005. By then, Netflix already had the head start, and in 2010, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy. But in our timeline, history splits inside that Dallas meeting, because this time Blockbuster says yes. This time, John Antioco sees something Blockbuster missed in reality. Netflix isn't valuable because of the DVDs sitting in its warehouses. It's valuable because it already understands subscriptions, online recommendations, and delivering entertainment without requiring customers to enter a store. Blockbuster agrees to purchase Netflix for approximately $50 million. But there's one condition that determines whether the acquisition succeeds. Netflix remains a largely independent technology division, with Reed Hastings and his team controlling the online service. The new product launches as Blockbuster Online, powered by Netflix. Existing Netflix customers keep their accounts and movie queues. Blockbuster begins advertising the subscription inside thousands of stores, and employees receive bonuses for every customer they convert. Subscribers can order DVDs through the mail, return them at participating Blockbuster locations, and immediately receive an in-store rental while their next DVD ships. Suddenly, the combined company offers something neither business could offer alone: Netflix's convenience with Blockbuster's physical reach. Growth accelerates, but almost immediately a problem appears. Online members don't pay traditional late fees, they visit stores less frequently, and every new subscription threatens the business. Blockbuster is still depending on for most of its money. Blockbuster has purchased its own replacement. Now it must decide whether to protect its stores or allow Netflix to destroy them before someone else does. During the first year, Blockbuster's size transforms Netflix almost overnight. Instead of spending enormous amounts convincing people to trust an unfamiliar internet company, Netflix can advertise inside thousands of Blockbuster stores. Receipts include free trials, employees demonstrate online queues, existing Blockbuster members receive discounted subscriptions. Netflix grows faster than it did in reality, but that success creates an internal war. Store managers see fewer repeat visits. Franchise owners watch subscription customers avoid late fees. Executives who built their careers around physical rentals begin treating Netflix like a threat inside their own company. In 2002, Netflix no longer needs to complete its real-world public offering. Blockbuster is financing its warehouses, technology, and expansion. Then, around 2003, Blockbuster makes the decision that actually saves it. It stops trying to protect every store. Underperforming locations begin closing years earlier. The remaining stores become part of the subscription system, handling returns, immediate exchanges, games, merchandise, and customer support. By 2004, when Blockbuster only began seriously competing online in reality, our version has already operated Netflix for nearly 4 years. Walmart and other potential DVD by mail competitors struggle to match its combination of technology, brand recognition, and physical locations. In 2005, Blockbuster gradually eliminates traditional late fees as more customers move into monthly plans, but surviving still comes with a cost. Stores close, employees lose jobs, franchise owners fight the changes, and the company sacrifices reliable short-term revenue to protect its future. Blockbuster has successfully adapted to DVD subscriptions. Unfortunately, that victory is already becoming outdated, because faster internet is about to make the DVD itself unnecessary. By 2006, Netflix's engineers can see the next transition coming. DVDs solve the problem of visiting a store, but they still require warehouses, postage, and days of waiting. If broadband continues improving, movies could eventually arrive instantly. Inside Blockbuster, the streaming proposal sounds dangerously premature. Most customers still watch movies on televisions, internet speeds are inconsistent, and Hollywood studios are reluctant to license valuable films for unlimited online viewing. More importantly, streaming threatens everything again, not just stores, but the growing DVD by mail service that just helped save the company. Blockbuster approves a limited experiment. In 2007, Netflix launches a basic Watch Instantly feature. The catalog is small, the video quality is limited, and initially it works mainly through computers. But the combined membership gives customers 3 choices: stream something immediately, order a DVD through the mail, or visit a Blockbuster location. Then the 2008 financial crisis arrives, store traffic falls, debt becomes more dangerous, and Blockbuster can no longer afford a slow transition. Hundreds of weaker locations close. The company renegotiates leases and redirects more money towards streaming applications and device partnerships. In 2009, customer research reveals another problem. People associate Blockbuster with an aging physical business, while Netflix sounds like the future. The company separates the brands. Netflix becomes the name of its streaming and subscription platform. Blockbuster remains the name of its stores and same-day physical service. By 2010, the company is still under enormous financial pressure. But subscription revenue, earlier store closures, and growing streaming usage give it something the real Blockbuster didn't have: a believable future. It avoids bankruptcy, but only barely. Blockbuster bought Netflix to protect its stores. 10 years later, Netflix is the only reason Blockbuster is still alive. Surviving the rental collapse doesn't solve Blockbuster's biggest problem. Streaming customers expect one inexpensive service, but operating stores, shipping DVDs, licensing movies, and building streaming technology under the same membership is becoming unsustainable. In 2011, the company separates its pricing into Netflix streaming, Netflix DVD, and optional Blockbuster store access. Customers complain about the higher prices, but unlike Netflix's real-world Quickster disaster, every service keeps the same account, application, and movie queue. Then Hollywood begins recognizing how powerful the combined company has become. Studios increase their licensing prices. Some remove popular titles entirely, hoping to reserve them for their own future platforms. Netflix now faces a choice: continue renting content from companies that can withdraw it at any moment, or become a producer itself. Traditional Blockbuster executives hate the idea. Producing television is expensive, unpredictable, and completely different from renting movies. But Netflix's viewing data suggests that subscribers will join and remain for exclusive programming. In 2013, the company takes its largest creative gamble yet, backing a major original political drama, most plausibly still House of Cards. Its success changes the company permanently. Netflix begins financing more dramas, comedies, documentaries, and international productions. Amazon responds by investing more aggressively in Prime Video. HBO accelerates its direct streaming plans. Disney and other studios begin preparing their own platforms. By 2015, streaming and original programming generate most of the company's growth. Netflix becomes the primary global brand. Blockbuster is reduced to a smaller subsidiary operating flagship stores, gaming locations, merchandise, and physical promotions. Blockbuster successfully purchased Netflix, but Netflix has now taken over Blockbuster from the inside. By 2016, Netflix is expanding around the world, but its early dominance causes Hollywood to react faster. Disney, Warner, NBC Universal, and other media companies recognize that one service now combines Blockbuster's historic customer base with Netflix's technology and viewing data. Studios begin removing content, increasing licensing prices, and building competing platforms more aggressively. The streaming war arrives sooner, and it may become even more fragmented than the one we know. Amazon can support Prime Video using revenue from the rest of its business. Apple uses its devices and enormous cash reserves. Disney controls some of the most valuable entertainment franchises in the world. YouTube competes with all of them without requiring viewers to watch traditional television shows. Netflix remains powerful, but it never controls entertainment completely. Then in 2020, the pandemic delivers the final blow to ordinary Blockbuster stores. Streaming subscriptions surge while nearly every location still dependent on physical rentals permanently closes. A small number of Blockbuster stores survive, but they look completely different. They host screenings, gaming tournaments, merchandise releases, nostalgic experiences, and promotional events for Netflix productions. By 2026, the parent company is primarily known as Netflix Entertainment. Netflix operates the global streaming platform, while Blockbuster survives as its physical experience and nostalgia brand. There is another enormous difference. Netflix never becomes the independent public company we know. Blockbuster's owners receive most of its long-term financial value, and generations of Netflix investors never get the same opportunity. The combined company may also be less innovative than the real Netflix. Every major decision must survive Blockbuster's corporate politics, debt concerns, franchise disputes, and fear of destroying existing revenue. So buying Netflix doesn't guarantee Blockbuster dominates the future. It only gives Blockbuster the opportunity to survive, if it is willing to let Netflix eliminate almost everything Blockbuster originally was. The stores still disappear, the rental model still dies, thousands of employees still lose their jobs, but the Blockbuster name never becomes a symbol of a company that failed to adapt. Instead, it becomes the company that survived by purchasing its own replacement. So, would Blockbuster have been willing to let Netflix destroy its original business, or would corporate politics have killed Netflix before streaming ever took over? And in this alternate world, would we still call the service Netflix, or would everyone be opening Blockbuster tonight? Tell me which outcome you believe in. Subscribe to One Change for more stories where one decision rewrites everything.